Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows. Bros and shows. Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows.
Sutton joins the crew, and Tilly walks up and says to her, when I walked into the room, I felt like we got a little bit ambushed. And she's like, what? She's like, yeah, I said that you were upset. And Sutton's like, why? Like, why'd you offer up information? And she has no intention of joining the party. She's trying to just like stay to the side. And Kyle, again, this is my issue with Kyle. I understand Sutton didn't perform well on the boat. I understand that you want to give Sutton some shit. I think that it's warranted. That's fine. Time and place. Because when she goes up to her, she's like, hey. And Sutton's like, I'm fine. She's like, Garcelle told me that I don't defend you. And, that wasn't my problem at the table. That was Erika and Dorit's problem with you. So I just stepped back. Everyone else stepped back too. So, like, I don't understand why I'm catching shit for this. It's like, do you want to sit down and have this conversation? She's like, no, I don't even want to do this. I'm like, then you're missing the point.
I don't think it's Kyle's fault. I don't think it's Kyle's problem to deal with at all. Look,
just be nice. I'm not saying it's her problem.
She can be nice,
be a
sure.
About it. That's my point.
Yeah. I think that she gets so triggered and activated as soon as people are like, what are you doing? You're doing something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just how Kyle is. But I think in this moment, I don't think she really owes that much allegiance to Sutton. Why? Just because Sutton wants to be her friend really bad. So I don't think that's why I kind of go back to what Garcelle was when Garcelle brought this up to Kyle. It wasn't to defend Sutton. It wasn't to wake Kyle up and say, hey, what are you doing? This is one of your best friends. You need to defend her at all costs, just like I do. I think it was just to piss her off. I think it was just to get her spiraling a little bit because she knew Garcelle knew what she was going to do in this moment. And Kyle having this conversation again, she doesn't owe Sutton really any of that.
I don't think
do you agree?
Yeah, I do. I don't think you need to go out of your way when she's visibly upset and say some
Kyle's going to make it about
off-color shit. That's my point. You don't have to talk to her. I'm not saying that someone needs to go pick her up right now. She put herself in this spot. She can sit over there and sulk all she wants. I just don't feel it necessary to go over there and throw salt in the wound. That I don't get. Just leave it. If you don't have something to say.
Yeah, throwing salt in the wound, I don't understand. And again, we watched last season. We know how Sutton handled the Morgan Wade situation, the Mo situation. We know because we get to watch Garcelle and Sutton sit down and talk about Kyle's relationship behind her back. We know how that goes. And again, just because Sutton wants to be friends with Kyle doesn't mean that Kyle has to reciprocate in any way.
No.
She doesn't really feel like it, especially the way that Sutton treated her last year. So yeah, you don't have to back into that. You don't have to jump out and do this. But you also don't have to get super offended and go right to Sutton. You can make that a Garcelle problem. You can have it out with Garcelle in that moment and say, why the fuck do I have to stand up for Sutton after what she did to me? Or why do I have to stand up for Sutton at all? This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. We're friends, but she's done stupid shit. She needs to be able to face the music. That would be a normal response. But going to the source, or not even the source, going to the person here and saying, why do you want me to stand up for you so bad? Sutton didn't really say that to Garcelle. These are just feelings that Garcelle has about what Sutton wants. And yes, Sutton does want that because she was so excited to see it that one time. But it doesn't mean that you need to go then skewer her.
Point. That's all. Yeah, that's my only point.
But that's a Kyle situation. Yeah.
Yeah. And, she's trying to get it out of her. Do you agree with Erika and Dorit where I kick women when they're down or the women in this group? And it's like, Sutton, it's hard to argue against it. And again, maybe it's not malicious intent, but if we would go through the evidence over the past few years, there's a pattern there. We said that last week when it was brought up. It's like, yeah, I mean, there's evidence, we're watching it, we've seen it. So yeah, you're not at your best when other people are at their worst. And I think that, again, psychology hat, I think if you look at it from, she wants to be that person for everybody. And the minute that she's not leaned on after offering it, she feels some type of way and then she lashes out. That being said, just because you offer it up doesn't mean that someone's going to lean on you. They're going to lean on their closest friends. Like Dorit, when you said, hey, I got your back here, you can't actually expect her to be first person I'm going to call is Sutton. And I feel like when she didn't call Sutton and Sutton found out that she was going through it and she didn't talk to her about it, I think she gets defensive because she's not that person. And that goes all the way back to her feeling like she's left out and not part of the crew. I think it's all encompassing, not an excuse, but I could see how that would kind of drive some of these scenes that we get from her where it's like, whoa, where the fuck did this come from? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you feel like you were ignored again. But again, they don't owe you that. Kyle doesn't owe you that, but you seem to think she does. And the final thing, like I said, is Kyle also doesn't need to go over there and just be like, meh. That's my whole point. But Sutton starts crying and, you know, walks away. And that's where she says, I just want to be a Barbie tonight. Like, I don't know what that means. And I thought, again, is that alluding to the cool girls? Like, they're Barbies. You just want to be one of them tonight. And I didn't think that until she makes the IQ comment. I'm like, okay, you're talking about them. You want to be like them tonight, is what you're saying. Let me walk around, ignore me. I don't care. Pretend like I don't have 140 IQ. And I was like, that's it.
I like that she's, like that comment is just,
that's
why
you. And that's why, right? It's such a small sample size, but it's like that little dig that you took at everybody while nobody's around. These are the moments that get you in trouble.
Yeah. Luckily she said it to Kathy Hilton, who in her brain, she's still in the makeup chair. She's still in the makeup chair getting her makeup done.
No,
she has no idea what's going on.
She just wants you to think she has no idea what's going on. She knows exactly what. I'm not falling for that shit anymore. I'm on to her.
I agree that it's a shtick, but I do also think that she spaces out for like a half an hour, 45 minutes in her own brain. And then she'll pop back in and be like, oh yeah, I know what's going on.
Yeah, let me check in and I'm good. Let me take the temperature in the room and I'm back out. But you got Erika and Dorit and they're still talking about, you know, I don't like that she thinks that we were conspiring against her because like, that's not what we were doing. And fucking Dorit again, she's like, because that's what Sutton does. That's what Sutton does. So she's trying to make it sound like that's what we do. I'm like, you do that. You do it later. You guys literally sit and talk about that you're going to bring the issue to Sutton later. So don't act like you don't do it because you are doing it.
I don't think you did it on the boat, but you do it pretty often. I mean, Sutton and Garcelle do it too. They all do it. Everybody on the show. Everybody on all of these shows does it. We get those scenes where the two of you will sit down one-on-one and talk about what's hot in the group. Let's bring it up. Next time we go to a group date, guess what's going to happen? We're all going to talk about it, and it's going to start with the two of us. So yes, you are conspiring, and it does happen. It's how it happens on all of these shows. Again, you didn't do it on the boat. That was just an opportunity for Dorit to jump in. Otherwise, yeah, you do it. So
and they do it, and they do it, and they do it, and they all do it. It's part of it. So for them to be locked in on this part, it's like, how dare she? It's like you're fucking doing what she said you were doing right now.
It gets to a point where it's just fully hypocritical.
It's but that's what RHOBH does better than any other show, which is tough to say because housewives in general tend to be hypocritical. This crew takes it to a whole different level. But at the dinner table, we get an impression from Kyle. Not bad, not terrible for Tilly. I was like, that's pretty good. Tilly laughs. Here comes this is my point. Okay. And I know I've been harping on it a lot tonight. This is mean. This is unnecessary. Sutton's not talking. And both Dorit and Erika Jane do. There's no other way to put it. Like an offensive Southern accent to make her sound like, oh, I'm Sutton, blah, blah. It's like, you don't have to do that because you guys feel like, because Jennifer Tilly said that you guys conspired. You're now taking it out on Sutton, who is not talking at the dinner. There's like, if it came up, if she made some snide comment, blew you off after everything that happened, and she's still being like that, tee off on her. Go get him.
Yeah, if she's still trying to fight back, and again, like Sutton does fight back in some way, shape, or form, at least on the boat. If she's still poking at you guys and she doesn't understand the gravity of the situation, and now she's talking to other people about what Eric is doing, I get it. It's just the game is stupid. Housewife games never go well. They just go on at these dinners.
This wasn't premeditated. This came out of nowhere.
She's already down. Like, what's the point? What are you getting out of it? Even if you're like, you play dumb afterwards and you think, hey, I was just trying to lighten the mood with a little joke. Maybe I thought she thought it was funny. We all know that you knew that she wasn't going to find it funny. You could have just moved on to the next. Erika could have done. And by the way, the game was one person does an impression, not two people. Dorit, we don't need you. If Erika just did it alone, fine.
It would have been fine.
But Dorit chimed in. We don't need both of you. No. You're not teaming up. And that's what Dorit does. And Dorit always does. She needs a little friend. She needs to be a friend to somebody. I got to latch onto this person.
She needs to
do these two things together.
She's a piggybacker.
She is a piggybacker. That's a really good way to put it. Dorit, biggest piggybacker on the show. She is a huge piggybacker. But like, we didn't need it. It's just unnecessary. And again, we agree. She does deserve what she got in the beginning of the episode and the last episode. Fine, great, whatever. We don't need this. This is when it just gets annoying and boring and stupid. That's all it is.
Agreed. And that's, it's hard to frame it in a way where it's like, I know it sounds like I'm defending Sutton. I'm really not. It's just
no, we're not. That's why I keep putting that in there. The little disclaimer. Like, hey, by the way, we're not fighting for Sutton right now.
No, it's just at a certain point, it's like, all right, fucking move on. This is you can't come up with anything else other than the same shtick. And that's the whole problem with the show, is it's the same tropes.
Yes, they're all boring so boring. They never have new stuff to talk about. They just focus on the same thing for like 3 episodes. It's like, all right, we get it. You don't have to keep pushing it.
Yeah. And Ryan says Steele always gives Sutton a pass. I don't. This is just logic, bro. Like, they do the same shit on this show over and over again, year after year. They take turns. It's cyclical. It's dumb. It's boring. It's unimaginative. And it shows that this crew's not showing up for work. They're not ready to go. Boz did. She had a great season. She offered so many different aspects of her life. She got involved with the other housewives. She had people over her house. She had events. She hosted a trip. All of those things, like, multifaceted. Everybody else did the same shit they always do, other than Erika, who redecorated her house for an entire season. Like, what are we doing? So you can say I'm giving a Sutton pass. No, it's not that. It's just, let's get new shticks, everybody. Sutton, stop putting your foot in your mouth, and then stop playing the victim. Kyle, stop doing everything that you do. Dorit, you thought you had a new thing. It ran its course in 2 episodes because you're just not that fucking cool. Garcelle has so much else going on. She said, fuck this show, and walked away. Like, I think she saw the writing on the wall. She's like, this show sucks now. I'm getting out of here.
We can talk about Garcelle too, or you want to save it till the end of the episode. I don't care what we do. I agree. I'm fine with her walking away. I don't think that the show is, I don't know what Sutton's going to do. She won't have backup. I don't know if she's even going to stay on the show knowing what's going to happen. I think she might. She doesn't really have that much self-awareness, as we've seen. But Garcelle leaving, okay. Like, I agree with her leaving from her terms. There's not a whole lot going on here. Like, all of these women at this point, just collecting a paycheck. Erika even said it. Do I think that Kyle's going to come back? Laughs it off. Of course Kyle's going to come back. She's going to come back to the show. She's always going to be on the show. That, to me, just speaks to, we're here to just collect a paycheck. We're going to go through our lives. We've done so much. They're getting paid for past performances. That's why we need to immediately enact housewife terms. You guys are done. You're done. Term limits. You guys are out. Campaign. Figure it out. I don't care.
You get voted back in, but you're done after 5 years. You have to go and tell us why you belong and why you deserve to come back, because it gets played out. It just does. It simply just does. But we get to the cake. Sutton doesn't even eat the cake, which is kind of funny, I thought. And the next day, Boz, I like this move as well. She's like, you know what? I'm going to take Sutton on a little one-on-one, try to reason with her, try to talk to her a little bit, calm her down, maybe get her to know that I'm not just flat out team Dorit. I'm just friends with Dorit, but I can be team everybody.
I thought this was a nice move.
It was a really nice move. I actually really appreciated the move, but
I thought it was like completely unnecessary. This wasn't something that the producers really pushed, because Boz is a newbie. Why would Boz be the one to do it? The producers, if anything, the producers would push Kyle and Sutton going to do this in the middle of everything. But it was Boz. And I think this was Boz's idea, because she even said in her confessional, I feel like I haven't really had a chance to get to know Sutton. I've only had, a couple of unfortunate encounters here and there, and then hearing things from other people, and watched her completely drown in front of the group. Let me get a little one-on-one time with her, see what she's about. And I think Sutton actually appreciated it, which was good. She seemed happy going into it, thought she was going to be dreading it. So I think this was nice. We didn't get a whole lot of this scene, of course, because I'm sure not a lot happened. But
no,
I still thought it was good sentiment.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. And it also speaks to what we've seen from Boz throughout the season, where it's like she will form her own opinion about people. Yeah, which is why I think Watch What Happens Live bothered me so much, because it's like, oh, it sounds like you're just agreeing with everything Erika says, and the Boz that we saw all season, you form your own opinions about people. So maybe that was part of it. I don't know. And again, maybe the reunion is so bad. The reunion
could have changed something.
Yeah, and I will retract whatever statements made if it's like, all right, well, that's why she's so mad at Sutton and the rest. Okay, fine. Like, I can agree with that. But given what we've seen so far, it's like it was a weird shift there. But during the Sutton and Boz scene, she's like, hey, what's your thoughts on last night? And Sutton's like, Erika and I have had a lot of discussions. We've been getting along great. And then this comes out of nowhere. And Boz was like, well, she said it to me before. So you know what? Maybe this was a good time for her to air it out. And I was like, I agree with you. And I agreed with Erika earlier when she was like, when she's like, there's no ill will, but I wanted to say my piece. I was like, you deserve to say your piece. You put up with a lot of shit. And if you want to get this off your chest, go for it. Again, Dorit's the one that jumps in and makes it stupid. Yeah. I thought Erika was founded in the things that she was saying. And I think that Bo's reminding her of that is like, yeah, I think that because of everything she's talking about with me, at least she brought it to your face. I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. But that's when Sutton says, Kyle and Dorit did the same thing. They questioned Erika, and we get multiple scenes from last season where it's like making fun of Tom. I forgot about that when they're joking around. It's like, oh, take the ankle, whatever the fuck PK was saying. Yeah. Yes, but no. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yes, but no.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's not the same thing.
It's not. Because of your previous friendship with them. That's the difference. You know what I mean? Like Erika, Kyle, and Dorit, especially Erika and Kyle, were tight. Like they were close. So when that shit went down with PK and Mo, she went to Erika and apologized for it. Yeah. And Erika's like, that's cool. We're moving on. So that's a very different setup than somebody that's trying to become friendly with somebody, stepping on her toes, and then being like, well, they said it too. It's like, it's a different relationship. It's like, if you call me a dickhead, I'm going to laugh. If some rando walks up to me and calls me a dickhead, I'm going to be pissed. Like, apples to oranges. So yes, but no.
But no.
But nah. No. But anyway, we get to Erika and Dorit, and they're doing, in this exact moment, what they said Sutton does. Because they're sitting there going back and forth, gassing each other up about this whole premeditated thing. And it was nice to hear, like, hey, she's not always an asshole. We have some great times with her. It's just consistency. And I was like, that's good.
That's fair.
That's fair.
It seems like that Erika really took to that, because she's even still saying it at Watch What Happens Live. And I agree with that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Because it's not a door completely closed. She didn't slam a door closed. And she's not completely throwing Sutton under the bus. She's just saying, look, this is what I was calling out. And this just furthers her point of what she brought up on the boat yesterday. I see what you're doing. There's a trend here. And this is the trend. And it's completely inconsistent. You apologize, and then you go right back to the same thing. Are you actually apologizing? I don't want to hear you apologize anymore, because you're not changing behavior. So if you get to a point where it's consistent across the board, I can accept that. And I think that's what Erika wants. And Dorit in this moment, you can tell that Dorit just doesn't like Sutton. And again, I've always said that's fine. You don't have to like everybody. I don't care if you like everybody. I'd actually rather you guys just admit that you're never going to be friends and just butt heads every once in a while, but stay out of each other's ways, because it's annoying to watch. Dorit's response to it is, yeah, but you know what? Like, she's just going to do this all the time, and she's just not a good person, and she's mean, and she goes back to the wallet comment. Like, ugh.
When she apologizes, it's performative and lacking sincerity. I'm like, you're performative and lacking sincerity, idiot. Yeah. Like, it's the same exact thing.
She's just expanding on what Erika was talking about. Erika is just way more succinct.
I agree. But we get back to Boz and Sutton to end this whole scene up, and it's really, I'm enjoying this from JR Real on the side, thinking that he's serving right now. This happened after that scene, JR. The timeline, dude. Because after that scene with Erika and Dorit, that's when Sutton says, I have to remember, and I wrote it down verbatim, if that's cool.
Don't posture.
You're posturing. You're posturing. I don't care for it. She said, I have to remember where both of those girls are in life, and it has to be hard to look at me. And Bo just goes, oh, girl.
Yeah, dude.
And I think I said that at home. I was like, oh.
Exactly. No. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Stop
saying shit like that. Yeah.
This is the problem. This is what you do to yourself, and you can't help yourself, and I get it.
And why would she say that to Boz, of all people?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You know what the funny thing is, though? She doesn't say that. She never says that type of stuff to Garcelle. And I don't get it.
Correct.
She says it to, like, random one-offs. She'll say it to Boz, who, yeah, Boz is forming her own opinion, but she already has pretty much a good allegiance with Dorit, with Erika at this point, because she spent a lot of time with them. She hasn't spent a lot of time with you. You have to make a good impression. This is a real new redo of your first impression. You're having a one-on-one. Don't be an asshole. That's
you said
one
don't
thing here.
weaponize me.
Yeah. So like and again, this is where I go back to, if your first thing that you say is mean, you might just be a mean person, because she does resort to this, and you're talking to somebody who you are going to confessionals with, talking about how she's allegiant to these people. Why would you say this to them? Why would you say this to Boz? It just doesn't make any sense. And it just goes to speak to you saying like, oh, I'm a good person. I'm a good person. You might not be when you say shit like this, because what? They're upsetting you? Like, ugh.
And then when she says like, I got to take better care of, and I'm like, of what? What? That's your takeaway?
I didn't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough look. It was definitely a tough look. But we get to Carnival, which, you know, big dresses, feathers. I would love to actually go to the real Carnival in Rio.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie with the birds? I love that movie. And it was Jesse Eisenberg, right?
I think so.
I believe, yeah. But anyways, Carnival night. I love that everybody participated. I love that everybody was in. Even Kathy, you know, she didn't dress the same as everybody else, but she was still in. So I like when everyone buys in. That's a lot of fun. But we get to dinner, and I laughed immediately because they're walking down to. I expected it to be like a restaurant or other people. It is empty, and then you've got all of these women coming down in these crazy outfits, like sitting by themselves. Could you imagine being at that hotel and just like looking out the window? And it was fucking hysterical because when they sit at the table, the back view is just a wall of feathers. It's like a perfect box of just they're fenced in with feathers.
First off, I wouldn't be looking out a window. I'd be at the event. Of course.
You would crash the Carnival dinner?
I would have a costume for it. You would too.
Okay. Oh, if I knew it was happening, you're damn right.
Absolutely.
I would look phenomenal too. But I do like that Erika brings it up out of the gate. I always prefer that. Like, if we're going to talk about shit, let's just talk about it immediately. And what you do get from Erika, which I do enjoy, is you'll get cinema mixed in a little bit. And she's like, was it you?
Dude, she was like Alan Cumming in Traitors.
That's what I got from
it. That's the vibe that I got from it.
It was very traitor-esque.
It also really, really spoke a lot that they did it like 4 times. Because they did it before the commercial break, after the commercial break, then they showed a little montage, and then they went back to her and she did it again. Why? We're just really putting this home?
That was her moment, and she nailed it. Was it you?
It was fantastic.
It was great. It was cinema all around. But Tilly kind of owns up to it. She's just more so like here's how it looked, here's how it appeared, and like that's how I felt, and so I was sticking up for Sutton, whatever. And I guess Erika and Sutton had talked. I don't know why we didn't get this scene.
I don't know why either.
I have no clue.
55-minute episode, and there was like 30 minutes of filler. We couldn't get a 5-minute conversation between these two. That would have been important and relevant to the whole episode. Again,
and we need to watch body language and shit. We can't just watch a one-off comment there. Like, that's so fucking frustrating. But she asked her in this conversation, Tilly said that you said this. Did you say that? And she's like, no, I didn't. And she's like, let me make this very clear. My opinion is my opinion. That was not a coordinated attack. I agree. And you know what, Erika? If Dorit had kept her mouth shut, you probably wouldn't be here right now defending it. That's the funny part. Because, and that's the other thing that proves that Dorit's a piggybacker. Because in this moment, or on the moment in the boat, why it sounded premeditated and coordinated, Garcelle points out, it's like, well, she said the exact same thing that you said. It's like, oh no, she just doesn't have original material. Dorit's not original. So she's just throwing out whatever she heard from Erika to sound cool. That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
So yeah. And Garcelle speaks up and was like, you know what? I believe you, period. And she goes to confessional, like, you know, I want to be able to move on in my friendships with everybody. I want to get to know everybody better. I didn't believe it for 1 second. And you know what?
It's all bullshit.
I'm fine with it. Go off. And,
if that's how you want to end the season,
life, whatever.
Go do your thing.
Yeah, 100%. But we get the end of the season run through. You know, Boz learned a lot this year. Her and Keely finally said, I love you. They're trying to get pregnant. So we wish them all the best. Sutton says that she wishes she handled the Dorit situation better. Kyle needs to make a tough decision with Mo. I didn't know if this was cryptic or not. It's just where we are with Kyle Richards now. When she says anything, I'm like, what does that mean? Because she's like, I'm going to have a great life with someone. I'm like, is that a wink moment?
No.
Is this a Morgan Wade comment? Am I thinking too far? Am I too far in?
You're too far in. Yeah.
I've gone too deep.
It's a meaningless comment. That's all it is.
Well, of course, me, I'm like, what? You get, and Dorit wants peace. Whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You should want a down payment to your house to get foreclosed on. But anyway, 1 month later, why the fuck did we get this scene at the end?
No idea. I guess because it was in the news. I don't know. And I don't care enough to like put up a whole scene about what we feel about Erika reacting to this. Like,
I know how she feels. That's what she talked about in her house all season.
Yeah. So like we understand. We didn't need this. We didn't get any new information out of it. We didn't get any new feelings out of it. We get it. We know.
Yeah. We don't have to like talk about it. Like,
no, we don't.
You're moving forward. And I'm sorry. And I'm sure during the trial and after the conviction or whatever, I'm sure it sent you down a path, like a dark path a little bit. That's tough. I hear you. We don't need to bring the cameras back for this shit. We're done with Tom Girardi.
Part of it is her being a little afraid that maybe because he was convicted, it opens up a door for her to get something further down the line. And there's more lawsuits and whatever. Like, I get it. I know. We know. You told us.
We got it. We understand. But what a lackluster finale to a lackluster season. They need to either shake up the cast, put them on pause. I don't know. We usually have ideas to throw against the wall. And it's like,
I'm leaving it at, I don't know, dude.
Yeah. The only saving grace is the reunion looks like it's going to be good, you know?
Yeah.
And that's fine. But like, I don't know. They need to, every producer and editor needs to watch this season again and go, oof, yeah, that wasn't good. We didn't talk about anything. We didn't do shit all season. And these people made 6-figure paychecks. Great. Good job, team.
Thanks, everyone.
But let's get to some questions. So if you got your questions ready to go ahead and fire away. We got that 10-second delay here, so we'll sit patiently.
Just look into each other's eyes.
Yeah.
That's what we like.
Yeah. All right, here we go. From our boy Billy Big Deals. Other than Boz, was there even an MVP this season? It was Boz.
No.
Or Tilly. Tilly was phenomenal.
Tilly was good comedic relief. But I mean, Boz was the season MVP. And she didn't really even have to she didn't struggle that hard for that trophy.
No. You had to be the least bad cast member this season, but she was good. Boz was great. Tilly was great. They had solid years. Oh, that's a broad question from Zoe Kudla Palais. What is your hottest Bravo take? Man, I don't know. Oof.
Too late at night for me to think about that.
Southern hospitality will be the new Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, did you see Leva's leaving Southern Charm officially?
I did. It's not surprising.
It's not very, but
Southern
focus on not going anywhere.
Just focus on Soho.
Yeah.
Make it great because it's so far it's great.
Hottest Bravo take. They're gonna completely revamp Beverly Hills and get rid of everybody.
Maybe. I like that.
Keep it relevant.
From Rachel Nicholas, which one of Tilly's houses would you stay for vacation for a week? Would your answer change if it was a few months? I would stay at the Malibu house with the ghost. No one's been in there for a while. Ghosts don't bother me. I'm pretty sure I have them here. I told you guys about the children's drawings. There's no way this place isn't haunted. So yeah.
And then I would stay at the house adjacent, and we'd have our own houses on vacation.
No. She doesn't have the side-by-side in Malibu. She has the side-by-side in somewhere else. Malibu. No, Malibu's the house she hadn't gone to in forever because it's haunted.
Okay. All right.
The side-by-side, one of them was the party house, and the other one was something else. So yeah, that's where I would stay. JR Real, demote Sutton, promote Tilly to full-time, bring in Tracy to... Oh, that's a statement. Oh, thoughts. Okay, there was a question at the end. Demote Sutton, promote Tilly to full-time, bring in Tracy Tudor, and have a convo with Rinna. Thoughts? Don't demote Sutton. Promote Tilly, absolutely.
Tilly can get promoted. No, Rinna.
Rinna, no. We're going to get more of the same. We're trying to get away from, and I understand that she brought a different dynamic to the show, and especially without her here, you're seeing where they're lacking in certain things, but she takes it to a level that I don't really care for.
Yeah.
So no Rinna. I don't think you can demote Sutton because then we have no housewives left. But Tilly full-time, yes, absolutely Tilly full-time. I think she deserves it.
I just don't think she would do it.
I don't think she needs. I mean, she doesn't need to.
She definitely doesn't need to. But I
got that sweet Simpsons money. Let's do 2 more.
I think there was one that we bypassed. Hold on.
Here's one, and then you can find that one.
I was going to do this one.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that one first.
Is it the same one? Melissa Gomez asked, do you think that Erika and Dorit were so smug about Garcelle leaving because she doesn't need that Beverly Hills paycheck?
Probably. There's probably some jealousy in there.
Erika and Dorit, yeah, this is what they do. I mean, they're just collecting a paycheck at this point. Boz was going along with anything that Erika was saying in that Watch What Happens Live, as we talked about. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it is. I'm sure a gut reaction was, wait, you can just leave. You don't have to do this.
Right.
And I think for Erika, it's like, I went through so much. I deserve to be here. So I'm just going to show up for like a couple episodes here and there, earn my paycheck.
Yep. That sounds right to me. Adam Sparks.
Dorit financially cannot leave Beverly Hills.
No, there was something today. Like her house is getting foreclosed on, like officially. Adam Sparks, if they're hiring someone back to replace Garcelle, who do you think it should be? Somebody new. Let's get new blood.
Yeah, we need new blood. They proved it with Boz. Get somebody that's like actually a high-powered executive of something.
Like Boz.
Although maybe you don't need Boz. Just get somebody that has like a really good name. Even if like get somebody fucking rich.
Have
just
Tilly bring one of her friends.
Yeah, like get somebody filthy rich. That's what these shows should be about. Enough like I don't want to watch people live paycheck to paycheck.
No, I don't either. We'll do one more from Tabitha Thomas. Do you think we will see a Kyle and Mo redemption next year? No, not with those two.
I don't think we're going to see a destruction either. I think they'll keep it off camera. Kyle's
they're too PC when it comes to not wanting to look bad in the press, and they already probably feel stupid for the pictures that were going back and forth. I think they're going to stay out of the limelight. I do believe 10 to 15 years from now they will get back together. I said that a while ago. I'm standing on that. I think they find their way back eventually, but I think they both need to go sow their oats.
We're still doing the show in 10 to 15 years.
Oh yeah,
we'll tell you that we told you so.
We'll be here. We'll definitely be here, and we'll be like, see. I guess I'm an old man. I told you so.
In our 40s.
I told you they would get back together.
Why are we so old?
I'm old.
15 years makes it seem like we're 80. How old are we?
I feel 80. I've lived like 8 lives. I'm tired, man.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's fine.
You'll be fine.
It's fine. But I actually agree with you, Ryan. I don't really care if Kathy's on the show or not.
Yeah, Kathy's not like
Billy said the same thing. Do we need Kathy Hilton? We really don't.
We don't.
I really don't think we need her. But I also think she's Kathy Hilton, and if she wants to be on the show, she's going to be on the fucking show. So, but yeah, you got anything else?
Nope. All good here.
Well, to our beautiful, amazing members, we love you all. Even you, JR. I appreciate you giving me shit the whole time. It's all good fun. It's all love, baby. And Ryan, continue to be you. Melissa, thank you so much for coming out. If your name's at the bottom, I'm reading it. Claudia, you're awesome. Adam, you're the man. Tabitha, you rock.
You done?
Zoe, you rock.
Let's go. Like, get me out of here.
CC, hell yeah, you rock too. If I missed you, we'll get you next time. But that's all I got. That's our show. Bros gotta go. Bye, everybody. See you next time. Next week, we'll put out a post. Bye-bye now.